Hi, I'm Cameron. I'm actually sitting at my desk for once instead of my bed, right over here. And now I'm sitting on my bed like usual, but that's besides the point. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you're all doing well, or at the very least that you're watching this right now. Because that means that you're still here with me. You and me, now, in this moment. That's what matters. Um, I had a nice New Year's, as I said before in the last video. I think that was the last video I talked about that. These all kind of blend together after a while. I went to a friend of a friend's house to spend New Year's, and we just like played a bunch of games, watched some funny videos. And for me, this was actually more of a big milestone than I thought it was initially going into it, because while I was there, I realized I never had a New Year's like that before. I've never really done the whole thing where you get together with a bunch of people and you all count down and like you all cheers and whatnot. I've never done that before. All of my New Year's have always been spent by myself thinking, where am I going to be this year? What am I going to do? In fact, there is a New Year's video on this channel where I am sitting on a porch somewhere in some place I never want to be ever again, just kind of saying, yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing. And then a big dog showed up and said hi. It was a good video. I like that video. So, well, initially it might have felt like I wasn't really doing much. I wasn't really getting anything done. I looked back on everything I accomplished last year, and I realized that I did a pretty decent amount of things, in all actuality. I managed to stay at a job for an extended period of time, so I found something that was bearable in the moment. I finally made it to Japan. I managed to quit a job that I had some investment in. Which is, I feel like quitting a job that you hate is an easy thing. Not for everybody, of course. There's always exceptions. I have the benefit of only needing to take care of myself right now, financially. But being able to quit a job where things seem kind of alright, but you're just not happy there, is very different than quitting a job that you hate. And for me, I had gotten to a point where I hated it, but because the investment was there that made it difficult, I still made that decision. And I still finally made it to Japan after 25 years or so. That's not bad. And then I had a nice Christmas, and now I had a nice New Year's too. So, even if initially it feels like maybe I'm just still floundering around, I'm not sure of myself, that's not necessarily the case. It's not like I'm incompetent, it's not like I'm a loser or anything like that. It's just that because the standards that I have for myself are so high that sometimes it might feel like that's the case. And going into this new year, I'm still not really sure what I want out of life. I don't know what great deeper calling I have or anything like that. But the reality of it is that as long as I continue to have that mindset of trying to be positive about things, trying to be more outgoing, and just generally doing more positive things for myself, I think I will start to see results. And rather than it feeling like you always got to just wait to win the lottery on something, like you just got to get that dream job, you just got to meet that one person, someone in the crowd's going to take you where you want to go if you're that someone who's ready to be found. That's not true. It's less about winning the lottery and more about putting yourself out there and preparing yourself for when things do finally line up. And the reality of it is that it's not just slamming your head against the wall. It's that if a person puts the effort in and they continue to be diligent in that and continue to develop themselves, when the opportunity arrives, things falls into place. And, you know, I'm hoping that at some point this year, I'm going to be done with these braces. That way I can stop randomly slurring my words in the middle of what I'm saying. I even considered taking them out sometimes. See, there you go. Just took it out. Like 2 seconds. Now I'm not slurring my words anymore. It's that simple. But you gotta have it in. You gotta be consistent. You know, you gotta jam that back in there, you know? But that's another thing. You know, I didn't even think about that. Braces. I fixed my teeth. I've had serious teeth issues my entire life because Maybe I haven't been able to afford it or something like that. I put myself into a position where I was finally able to take care of something that had been bothering me for a very long period of time. That's not a fail at all. That's not a loser thing to do in the slightest. Every day I wake up and I clean my apartment and it looks nice and I'm happy with it. That's not something a loser does. And then my roommate comes in and ruins everything again. But you get something to look forward to every day. I get to clean my apartment every day. Yippee! So right now I thought about it and I was like, I should sit down, I'll make like a resolution video, make like a, this is my plan here, like A, B, C, D, long term, short term, all the pieces laid out in front of you like that. And the reality of it is that I don't really necessarily have that yet. I can't really lock in on one specific thing that I want to do, but even just approaching figuring that out with a different mindset can make all the difference. Because before, let's say for example, if I want to find a job, you just go on Indeed and you just scroll for hours and hate yourself until you finally settle on something that looks like you're not going to die within 2 seconds. You kind of shrug your shoulders and you just accept it. But that's not how you should find a job. Rather than focusing on Indeed and finding something to settle for, I should go, what do I want to do? Okay, well, I picked that. Now, what options are available to me in the position I'm at right now in order to enable those things? Let's say, for example, if I wanted to work for the news. Okay, well, now I know that I want that. Let's see what news stations are nearby. Okay, here's this one. Now, rather than like going on the website and just applying for a position, it can be like, okay, well, I'll try and contact somebody and be like, hey, could I like get a tour or something? I've always been curious about how this works. Setting myself up that way, putting myself up there, because then when the time comes for like a position, it goes from being, well, this guy's resume looks really good to, oh, it's Cameron. Yeah, he's got a good resume too. It's Cameron. We like Cameron. And it was something that the CEO at my last job even told me about, is that if I want to do something, I should just go to the place where I can do it and then just like enable myself to be able to do that. So there isn't really as much floundering around. There isn't really as much just like, well, I guess I'll settle for this until I get sick of it and go, well, what is the purpose of my life? And my roommate started taking a shower right now. So the audio is going to be really great for this video. I really appreciate that one. Got to go clean up the shower after this too. Funny place to end it, but I didn't have much else to say about that. The only resolution that I have is to continue to be myself and stutter less with these stupid braces in. That's going to be nice when that stops being a problem. But I spend a lot of time being somebody that I'm not, putting on a face, putting on a mask for other people, but I need to stop doing that. I need to be who I am and be confident that that's the person who I'm supposed to be. And the people in my life who appreciate me and keep me around makes it sound like it's an obligation thing. The people who like being around me want me to be myself. They don't want me to feel like I have to force something just to have a place to belong. So my resolution for this year is just to be myself. Because if I be myself and I believe in myself, everything will work out. And I'll figure something out. Also, no Domino's. Domino's is right down that street. Their pizza is not expensive. No more Domino's. I'm just going to cook from home. If any of you ask me to go out to eat, I'm going to have to shake my head and say, I got no money. And even when I do have money, I have to be like, it's a waste of money. You just talk about, like, I don't know, a book club or something like that. Anyways, I'm sure you're tired of listening to that shower now. So I will see you guys in the next video and hope you have a nice rest of your day. And if you have like a reservation or something like that in the comments section, there's always a reservation open for you if you watch this far into the video. You can leave your resolution and you can let me know what's on your mind. Maybe I'll say something to you next time in the next video, like the parasocial relationship that this is. Or I'll just respond in the comments or something like that. I always love reading what you guys have to say. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.